Chapter 1576, Yama Battlefield. Ancient Sword Dragon Transformation, Soul Explosion, Strength Path, Giant Hand, Myriad Dragon. Fang Yuan used almost all his methods against Fairy Ziwei. Fairy Ziwei laughed. Fang Yuan, you're at your wit's end. She also used multiple killer moves of all kinds. They were all profound, and actually blocked all of Fang Yuan's attacks. Some even countered his moves. Fang Yuan's methods had already been exposed long ago. Fairy Ziwei had been collecting intel and did a lot of deductions. She created many methods that countered him. This was the incredible power of a wisdom path Gu Immortal, but at this moment, Fang Yuan's killer moves still had some use. After all, he had also modified his moves to deal with Fairy Ziwei's deductions. But in terms of wisdom path attainment, I cannot compare to Fairy Ziwei. At this rate, eventually, Fairy Ziwei will deduce all of my methods, and I will no longer be able to fight back. Thoughts flashed in Fang Yuan's mind. Battle intent surged in him, but his mind was still cold as ice. Fairy Ziwei smiled as she breathed out some purple qi with imposing aura. The purple qi was delicate like a baby's fist, but it entered the immemorial year beast's mind the moment it hit. How? The immemorial year beast growled in pain. It was furiously holding its head. It lost its ability to fight as it rolled around on the ground. The variant human Gu Immortals controlling the super immortal formation were all stunned. Fairy Ziwei's own battle strength was even higher than Qinyi. Earlier, she had not fought seriously, but now, her strong methods and imposing air were a huge shock to everyone. Fang Yuan also felt a little discouraged. He still had 2 immemorial soul beasts captured from Green Ghost Desert, but he did not want to use them now. Immemorial desolate beasts alone were often at a disadvantage against rank 8 Gu Immortals. That was, unless they had rank 8 immortal Gu in them. Against these rank 8 Gu Immortal experts from Heavenly Court, even immemorial desolate beasts with wild immortal Gu could not deal with them. Like how Fang Yuan could capture those 2 immemorial soul beasts earlier, against Fairy Ziwei, they held little threat. I am clear of this. In order to resist spectral soul demon venerable in the past, Heavenly Court had obtained many soul path methods. This is why I let the immemorial year beast out. If I summoned the immemorial soul beasts, they would be even weaker against her. Fang Yuan felt pressure rising in him. The enemies were just too powerful. They were truly formidable. Fang Yuan did not even have the confidence to kill the weakest person among them, Feng Jiuge. Fairy Ziwei and the rest were all experts among rank 8 experts. Any single one of them could match Fang Yuan or even defeat him. To speak the truth, Langya Blessed Land was already very powerful. It had 3 rank 8 battle strength existences. This was already above the standards of most super forces in the 5 regions. Among the 5 regions, only the top-tier super forces had 1 rank 8 Gu Immortal. In Southern Border, why could the number 1 Righteous Path Superforce Wu Clan dominate the region for so long? It was because there was a point in time where they had 2 rank 8 Gu Immortals simultaneously, and also at least 1 rank 8 Gu Immortal throughout the generations to hold the fort. Of course, immortal Gu houses could not be neglected. Many immortal Gu houses had rank 8 battle strength too. The strength of Langya's sect was equivalent to a super force or even above that. But against Heavenly Court, it was just too weak in comparison. The immemorial rock dragon was suppressed by Qinyi. Heavenly Giant Solar was struggling but still at a disadvantage. Feng Jiuge had been dealing with the super immortal formation that Fang Yuan modified. The formation path attainment of the variant human Gu Immortals inside could not match Fang Yuan. While Feng Jiuge's separation song was absurdly fierce even though it was countered by the immortal Gu formation, the 2 sides were at a deadlock. Fang Yuan's fight against Fairy Ziwei was locked in a deadlock as well, without any breakthroughs. He could not let this go on. Once Thunder Ghost True Monarch fails to find Wisdom Gu and returns to fight, unless Langya Land Spirit exposes a new trump card, Fang Yuan would definitely lose. Langya Blessed Land originated from Longhair Ancestor. It must likely have other trump cards. But now, I cannot depend on this possibility. Immortal Killer Move, Yama Battlefield. Fang Yuan suddenly flew and got closer to Fairy Ziwei, before using his newly developed Immortal Battlefield Killer Move. Because of the soul explosion earlier, there were large numbers of soul path down marks in the battlefield, Yama battlefield rapidly opened as it formed in a breath of time. But even at this speed, Fang Yuan could not trap Fairy Ziwei. This wisdom path great expert noticed something amiss the moment Fy got close to her. She immediately retreated. Fang Yuan's Yama battlefield was created very quickly. One breath of time was faster than most of the immortal battlefield killer moves in this world. But this amount of time was enough for Fairy Ziwei to escape. I failed. Fang Yuan's heart sank. Not being able to trap Fairy Ziwei, he had wasted his immortal essence. However, my efforts were not in vain. Fang Yuan looked at Feng Jiuge, who was inside Yama battlefield, as he surged with killing intent. I'll kill him first. Fang Yuan grabbed the opportunity. The position earlier was perfect. If Fairy Ziwei had not retreated in advance, he would have trapped the both of them. Yama battlefield was a new method. Even if Fairy Ziwei wanted to unravel it, she would need some time. But if Fang Yuan could trap both Feng Jiuge and Fairy Ziwei in the battlefield, there would only be the Silver Giant, Immemorial Rock Dragon, Chen, and the Super Immortal Formation. Now that Feng Jiuge was trapped, the Super Immortal Formation was safe. If they could grab the opportunity to destroy the ancient tree prison cage, the Immemorial Rock Dragon would also be free. Chen-Yi would have to deal with both the Silver Giant and Rock Dragon, as well as a Super Immortal Formation. He would not be able to handle it. If they could severely injure Chen-Yi during that period, even if Thunder Ghost True Monarch returns, Langya's side would be able to regain their footing. But now, Fang Yuan only managed to trap Feng Jiuge. That meant the Super Immortal Formation and Fairy Ziwei were competing with each other. But even if Thunder Ghost True Monarch returns, for the time being, they would still be in a deadlock. After all, rank 8 battle strength and sufficient foundation meant that they could not fall easily. Thus, Fang Yuan's target now was to kill Feng Jiuge, and he had to do it quickly. The faster the better. After killing Feng Jiuge, Fang Yuan would dispel Yama battlefield and deal with the 3 Heavenly Court rank 8s alongside the Rock Dragon and Silver Giant. Langya's side would be in less danger after that. Thus, Feng Jiuge was a crucial point to break through. A Soul Path battlefield. Killer move? It seems to have Theft Path mixed in. Fairy Ziwei looked at the air in front of her. For the first time in this battle, she frowned. The immortal battlefield isolated the inside from outside. Thankfully, Fang Yuan had used it right in front of her. Otherwise, she could not find the point of entry for Yama battlefield. That was just a tiny spot. But even if she did, Fairy Ziwei's deductions were having huge problems. Because Yama battlefield not only contained the profundity of Soul Path, it also contained ghostly concealment. It was one with the killer move Emperor Yama. Chapter 1577. Fang Yuan vs. Feng Jiuge. Rumble. The Super Immortal Formation activated as countless lightning bolts attacked Fairy Ziwei and Chen-Yi. Since the battle started, this super formation had either been suppressed by Feng Jiuge and Fairy Ziwei, or was in a deadlock with Feng Jiuge. It could finally display its might now. Chen-Yi quickly defended himself. He was quite troubled. Langya Land Spirit saw the chance and moved the Silver Giant, resisting the attack of the giant tree divine statue as it crashed into the ancient tree prison cage, trapping the Rock Dragon. Fairy Ziwei quickly thought about it, choosing to attack the Super Immortal Formation while deducing Yama battlefield. Ignoring Chen-Yi's situation, Fairy Ziwei chose the safe method. If Feng Jiuge fought with Fang Yuan now, she might not assist him. If he really ended up in a dangerous spot, she might reinforce him. She would still make it in time. But now, Yama battlefield was isolated from the outside. Feng Jiuge and Fang Yuan were fighting alone. This was dangerous and accidents might occur. Feng Jiuge was equally important to Heavenly Court, even more than Chen-Yi and Thunder Ghost True Monarch, because he was the Tao Guardian of Great Dream Immortal Venerable Feng Jin Huang. Fairy Ziwei did not want any mishaps to occur to him. Fang Yuan wanted Feng Jiuge to die right now. Immortal Killer Move. Emperor Yama. Immortal Killer Move. Yama Child. Immortal Killer Move. Soul Explosion. At once, Fang Yuan attacked in a frenzy, turning into Emperor Yama form as the Yama Child army attacked Feng Jiuge from all directions. Soul explosions were mixed in and caused great damage to Feng Jiuge. In just a short period of time, blood was already flowing out of his mouth. Great method. Feng Jiuge felt an intense threat to his life. He used his killer move, immortal killer move, Yang Pass Tune. At the moment of crisis, he had to use Yang Pass Tune killer move despite there being a time limit. Using Yang Pass Tune, he dodged and dodged, but within Yama battlefield, his method was greatly restricted. It was quite ineffective. The Yama children were amplified and moved even quicker and with greater force. They attacked without fearing death. Feng Jiuge dodged with all his effort. But he could not shrug off the Yama children. Immortal killer move, Song Warrior. Immortal killer move, Green Jade Song. Immortal killer move, Heaven and Earth Song. Immortal killer move, Submission Song. Immortal killer move, Separation Song. Four Song warriors protected Feng Jiuge as he moved around the Yama child army, trying to get close to Fang Yuan. Capturing the king is essential. This was the most straightforward and wise tactic. Fang Yuan in his Emperor Yama form flew around in Yama battlefield with utmost ease and agility. Even though his enslavement path attainment was not high, he could still order the Yama children to attack Feng Jiuge fluidly. After a while, Feng Jiuge had a grim expression. Green Jade Song warrior often shattered the Yama children, which were turned into jade statues. But these Yama children were all unfearing and were tougher to deal with than ancient desolate beasts. Heaven and Earth Song had little effect within Yama battlefield. Separation Song could break apart immortal formations, but the immortal Gu used to sustain this battlefield were inside Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture. This was unlike immortal formations and immortal Gu houses which had their immortal Gu house outside. Separation Song could not affect the interior of Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture. It was useless. Submission Song that Feng Jiuge had entrusted his hopes to was the best method against enslavement path. It had been a great help against Fang Yuan in the past, but right now, this song was an example of the bigger the hope, the greater the disappointment. The Yama children were merely affected in movement. They were completely unaffected by the enslavement effect of Submission Song. My Yama child uses Soul Beast modification, Soul Beast summoning, and other methods within Spectral Soul True Inheritance. It also relies on ghostly concealment at the core. How can your Submission Song work against it? Fang Yuan snickered in his mind. Do I need to use Assimilation Wind Song? Feng Jiuge gritted his teeth. Fang Yuan's battle strength was very shocking. Even though he was mentally prepared, now that he was suppressed by Fang Yuan, Feng Jiuge felt a sensation of disbelief. How long had it been? Not long ago, he, Feng Jiuge, had chased Fang Yuan from southern border to western desert and put him in a difficult position. Fang Yuan's growth speed is too fast. This time, even if we do not get Wisdom Gu, we need to kill him. Feng Jiuge sighed internally. He stopped the notion of using Assimilation Wind Song. Assimilation Wind Song was too dangerous. Once he used it and made a mistake, the first person to die would be Feng Jiuge. Unless he had no choice, Feng Jiuge would not use Assimilation Wind Song. Especially in an intense battle like this, the interferences were too great. And my Assimilation Wind Song has already been exposed. How can such a crafty person like Fang Yuan be unprepared against it? Feng Jiuge was very wary of Fang Yuan's wisdom path attainment. This time, we attacked with a powerful force. Because Fairy Ziwei isn't trapped inside this battlefield killer move, we have the absolute advantage in battle now. I need to wait for Lady Ziwei to deduce and break this immortal battlefield from the outside. That is the best method. After all, this immortal battlefield contains Soul Path and Theft Path aura, but no Time Path aura. There should not be any problems with the rate of time. Feng Jiuge dodged as he fought. Refusing to let the Yama children surround him, he decided to wait for reinforcements after putting his trust in Fairy Ziwei. Fang Yuan had been thinking of ending the battle quickly. If Feng Jiuge fought against him directly, he would be extremely happy about it. But was Feng Jiuge stupid? He had a clear understanding of the situation. He chose the best tactic for now. Fang Yuan sighed deeply in disappointment. Unfortunately, even though I have Time Path, methods, and rank 8 Time Path, Immortal Gu years flow like water. It cannot be fused into Yama battlefield. Yama battlefield was not a killer move used on Sovereign Immortal Body. It had the problem of conflicting down marks. Fang Yuan had always kept a balance between Theft Path and Soul Path, but the conflict had reached the limit. Adding Time Path on top of it was too difficult. Time Path Battlefield killer moves could alter the rate of time compared to the outside world, but Yama Battlefield could not. In fact, even if Fang Yuan tried to use Time Path killer moves, any moves that were not Theft Path or Soul Path would be resisted by the Tao marks of the Immortal Battlefield. Immortal Killer Move, Triple Extreme Sound. Feng Jiuji's methods were unending. The Yama children could not get close. Once his Song warriors were destroyed, he would create new ones immediately. But the biggest problem for Fang Yuan was Yang Pass Tune. It allowed Feng Jiugu to teleport instantly. Even though this move was restricted in this battlefield, having a limited range and would not break out of Yama Battlefield, Fang Yuan's Great Thief Ghost Hand was too slow, at least when compared to Feng Jiugu. Even though Yang Pass Tune had a time limit, Fang Yuan could not wait. He needed to end this fast. He had to kill Feng Jiugu as soon as possible in order to help in the battle outside. Immortal Killer Move, Familiar Face. Fang Yuan turned from Emperor Yama into a Yama child as he sneaked into the army. Feng Jiuji's heart jumped. His teleportation became more frequent, but Fang Yuan was still in the dark while he was exposed in the open. After a while, Fang Yuan found his opportunity. Immortal Killer Move, Great Thief Ghost Hand. The Ghost Hand was completely concealed, going past the four Song warriors and aiming for Feng Jiugu directly. Feng Jiugu was still using Triple Extreme Sound. He did not sense its movement. Great Thief Ghost Hand entered Feng Jiuji's Immortal Aperture and grabbed an Immortal Gu tightly before leaving rapidly. Oh no! Fixed Immortal Travel! Feng Jiugu stared with his eyes wide open. He was deeply shocked by the assault. He quickly turned around and burst out with sound waves, forcing Great Thief Ghost Hand to reveal its appearance before him. He was about to attack the Great Thief Ghost Hand, but Fang Yuan was well prepared. A large number of Yama children rushed up and sacrificed themselves, protecting the Great Thief Ghost Hand as it entered Fang Yuan's Immortal Aperture. Chapter 1578. Fang Yuan's Rank 8 Offensive Method. To think that I would regain fixed immortal travel one day. Fang Yuan sighed deeply as he looked at the immortal Gu that was captured by Great Thief Ghost Hand. Oh? It's been raised to rank 7. It is indeed what I had deduced from the information earlier. Fang Yuan was secretly joyful. Even though he had ancient battle formation omnidirectional travel, which could replace the use of fixed immortal travel to some extent, it had many flaws, needing 4 Gu immortals to execute. Furthermore, it had a smaller range than fixed immortal travel, which was able to go anywhere in the world. Rank 7 fixed immortal travel still had the same appearance as its rank 6 version. Right now, this Gu was struggling in Great Thief Ghost Hand, but it did not move, holding on to fixed immortal travel as it flew rapidly. After flying into Heaven Ceiling Mountain inside Mini Southern Border, Great Thief Ghost Hand opened and tossed fixed immortal travel into the immortal formation. This immortal formation used 2 immortal Gu as the core, self-love and affection, along with countless mortal Gu. The main effect was to help Great Thief Ghost Hand refine the stolen immortal Gu quickly. Even though Reverse Flow River could be used here, it was already the core of Reverse Flow Protection Seal that Fang Yuan needed in battle. Fang Yuan had already succeeded once in using immortal Gu self-love and affection to refine other people's immortal Gu long ago. His plan was originally to incorporate affection and self-love into Great Thief Ghost Hand so that after it steals immortal Gu, the Gu can be refined instantly on the spot. This seemed unnecessary, but that was not true. If he could refine it on the spot, Great Thief Ghost Hand would not need to suppress the immortal Gu and bring it back to Fang Yuan. It could continue to steal more immortal Gu consecutively. After being put inside Heaven Ceiling Mountain, fixed immortal travel was suppressed, and the refinement was automatically done. Fang Yuan could see results soon. Fang Yuan placed his sights on Feng Jiugu again. Feng Jiuji's expression was one of alertness and solemnness. A look of disbelief was hidden deep within his eyes. Fang Yuan actually has such a method to steal others' immortal Gu? Even those inside the immortal aperture are not spared. Did he obtain another thieving heaven true inheritance? This method made Feng Jiugu feel an intense threat. The sound wave attack that he used to force out Great Thief Ghost Hand was activated again. He did not want to cancel it. This move is too terrifying. If the stolen immortal goo earlier was the core immortal goo of my triple extreme sound killer move, wouldn't my killer move activation fail, causing me to suffer backlash and receive severe injuries? Feng Jiuge felt a bit of relief and also lingering fear. Fang Yuan felt that it was a pity, but Great Thief Ghost Hand could not choose its target. If he really stole the crucial immortal goo again, like when he fought Meng Tu, Feng Jiuji's killer move would fail and the battle would turn around. He could even be killed quickly. Even though Fang Yuan succeeded, Feng Jiuge was completely alert now. He used Yang Pass Tune to teleport nonstop, refusing to stay at one spot. At the same time, he used his sound wave killer move without regard for immortal essence consumption. As for triple extreme sound, Feng Jiuge stopped using it. He did not dare to. His focus was all on escaping the pursuit of the Yama children. After Fang Yuan was exposed, he used familiar face again to disguise as a Yama child to approach Feng Jiuge subtly. This was an immense mental pressure to Feng Jiuge, but Fang Yuan was not feeling great either. Feng Jiuge was too slippery. He kept moving around the place, using his sound wave move and preventing Fang Yuan from getting any opportunities to attack. It seems that I will need to put some effort into the concealment of Great Thief Ghost Hand. Feng Jiuge actually had a way to force out the Great Thief Ghost Hand to show itself. This was out of Fang Yuan's expectations. He immediately thought of Formless Hand. Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable's signature method could interchange between Phantom and Solid. If it was used instead of Great Thief Ghost Hand, it would fear no sound waves. Formless Hand was also extremely fast. Once used, the enemies of Thieving Heaven Demon Venerable could only watch as their immortal goo were all stolen one by one. They would spit out blood from anger and helplessness, but Fang Yuan's Great Thief Ghost Hand only had a small trace of Formless Hand's glory. Even so, it made the great Feng Jiuge fluster and escape in anxiety while feeling fearful. Fang Yuan forced Feng Jiuge to move around the place, but he felt no arrogance that he succeeded. He was clear that he only had hopes of victory if he killed Feng Jiuge quickly now and went back to help out Langya Blessed Land. But in the following battle, Feng Jiuge did not leave any flaws for Fang Yuan. He was also a demonic path cultivator that shocked the whole of Central Continent. Challenging all 10 sects at once, he had rich battle experience. As time passed, Yang Pass Tune's time limit finally arrived. A chance. Fang Yuan was anxious and joyful. He was anxious because so much time had been wasted and Feng Jiuge was still alive. But he was joyful because the flaw had finally appeared. Feng Jiuji's heart sank. In the past, his fierce attacks would render his enemies helpless. After becoming a famous person, he had never been faced with a situation where a rank 7 goo immortal chased after his life. Now, he had experienced this from Fang Yuan. He finally recognized his own weakness. That was the movement aspect. With Yang Pass Tune unusable, Feng Jiuji's speed fell drastically. He was soon surrounded by Yama children and could no longer dodge as easily. Feng Jiuge was forced to defend himself at one location. His killer moves had great power as he attacked the Yama children who surrounded him from all directions. Fang Yuan hit among them perfectly. Great Thief Ghost Hand was prepared to strike the moment Feng Jiuji's defenses revealed a flaw. But at this moment, the entire Yama battlefield started to shake as it emitted a sharp noise. Oh no! Fang Yuan's expression changed. Lady Zi Wei must have done it. Feng Jiuge was very happy. The entire Yama battlefield started to shake with greater intensity. Fairy Zi Wei's actions were extremely effective after this amount of time. So little time had passed. Fairy Zi Wei actually managed to deduce the workings of my Yama battlefield. She is so fast. No, at this rate, Yama battlefield cannot last for 30 breaths of time. I need to obtain victory now. Fang Yuan's eyes shone with a ruthless light. I was saving this for Fairy Zi Wei and the rest, but I will use it on you first. There was no time. If Yama battlefield was broken, Fang Yuan would lose the chance to kill even Feng Jiuge. He made up his mind to use this trump card. Immortal killer move, Soul Explosion. It was still the Soul Explosion method, but Fang Yuan was not detonating any ordinary Yama child. It was an immemorial Yama child. Fang Yuan had 2 immemorial soul beasts originally. During this period of cultivation, he turned the 2 immemorial soul beasts into Yama children as well. These two Yama children were extraordinary. Fang Yuan had finally used them after hiding them for so long. Ancient Yama Child Soul Explosion was a peak rank 7 killer move, while Immemorial Yama Child Soul Explosion was rank 8. Even though Fang Yuan did not deduce Luo Pasil successfully, he still had another hidden rank 8 offensive method. Boom! Immemorial Yama Soul Explosion. Feng Jiugu was directly hit. Splat. At a certain area in central continent, Feng Jin Huang went into a daze. The cup in her hand fell to the ground and shattered. Duke Long sent her an inquiring gaze. Feng Jin Huang held her chest with an uncertain expression. Just a moment ago, she felt an intense sensation in her heart. Chapter 1579, Fate Armor. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios, he didn't die? What immortal goo is this? Fang Yuan stared with slightly widened eyes as Feng Jiugu floated in the air. Feng Jiugu's 7 orifices were bleeding intensely, but a thin light armor surrounded his body. This armor saved his life, allowing him to survive the immemorial Yama Soul Explosion. Rank 8 Immortal Goo, Fate Armor. Feng Jiugu coughed out blood as he said. Fang Yuan's expression was very dark. This was the first time he was seeing Fate Armor Immortal Goo. Even though Feng Jiugu used it in the River of Time earlier, Fang Yuan had sent Feng Jiugu into the River of Time back then. He did not witness this personally. Thus, Fang Yuan did not know the existence of Fate Armor Immortal Goo. And precisely so, he miscalculated. Heavenly Court's Foundation. Fang Yuan smiled helplessly, but at the next moment his determination surged as he looked at Feng Jiugu with a menacing gaze. This Fate Armor Immortal Goo can protect you once, but can it save you again? Fang Yuan still had another immemorial Yama child. Feng Jiugu was pale as paper. He had sustained severe injuries, but he spit out some blood. Cough. You can try. I'm not afraid to let you know. Fate Armor Immortal Goo's effect is defense. Its power varies, but it only follows the results dictated by fate. If I am not meant to die now, Fate Armor Immortal Goo can protect me from any killer move in this world. If I am fated to die already, then Fate Armor's protection will be as weak as paper. Fate. Fang Yuan frowned tightly, saying the name of one Immortal Goo. You are right. This has to do with Fate Immortal Goo. Feng Jiugu nodded as he sighed that if Fate Immortal Goo was destroyed, fate would no longer restrict all living beings. Fate Armor's power would be reduced greatly, restricted by its rank. Rank 8 Immortal Goo would only be able to unleash rank 8 defensive power. But now, Fate was injured and not fully destroyed. Fate still bound the people of this world. This allowed Fate Armor Immortal Goo to unleash defenses beyond rank 8. My reverse flow protection seal is a tortoise shell already, but this Fate Armor Immortal Goo is even more sturdy. Fang Yuan was shook, but his attacks became even fiercer. Feng Jiugu used Fate Armor with all his strength. His immortal essence expenditure was huge, but he could last for some time. This time when attacking Langya Blessed Land, Fairy Ziwei had already provided him assistance in the form of immortal essence storage. Rumble. At this time, there was an intense explosion as a purple galaxy appeared in Yama battlefield. It expanded and revealed the appearance of the outside Langya Blessed Land. Why is she so fast? Fairy Ziwei's speed of deducing Yama battlefield was way faster than Fang Yuan's expectations. Fang Yuan grunted as he bled from his nose and mouth. Yama battlefield collapsed. He had to face the backlash of this killer move. Fairy Ziwei did not give Feng Jiugu Fate Armor Immortal Goo simply to protect him. Once it was activated, Heavenly Court would sense it. Back then in the River of Time, Lord Huangshi had used Fate Armor to locate Feng Jiugu and save his life. Now, Fairy Ziwei was already close to breaking into Yama battlefield and unraveling it. Fate Armor acted as receptor for Fairy Ziwei to increase her deduction of Yama battlefield. She could open up a pathway with a shorter amount of time. In history, Wisdom Path deductions have been the hardest at the starting step. All the Wisdom Path Goo immortals in the world were trying to deduce matters on Fang Yuan, but he used Wisdom Path protection methods. As long as they were intact, they could not find him. Among the 3 Wisdom Path Goo immortal experts of Eastern Sea, Huan was also helpless and even reverse deduced by Fang Yuan. When she had just started to deduce it, Yama battlefield was complete and had no loopholes. But now that she tore an opening in it, the hardest part was over. The difficulty had fallen greatly. Tear, tear. The sound was endless as streams of purple galaxies tore through the sky, creating countless tears in Yama battlefield. Boom! With an intense explosion, Yama battlefield broke apart entirely. Fang Yuan spit out a mouthful of blood as a large number of mortal goo died in his immortal aperture. The immortal goo used were also injured to some extent. Fang Yuan returned to Lang Ye blessed land while in Emperor Yama form. Be careful, he has a way to steal immortal goo from the immortal aperture. Feng Jiugu escaped and managed to fly back to Fairy Ziwei. The moment he came out, he gave this intel to all his teammates. It's you. Chun Yi was the first to speak. He shouted angrily with wide-opened eyes that he recognized that Fang Yuan was the one who fought him in Green Ghost Desert, the one who stole Qing Chao's soul beast token right in front of him. Fang Yuan's heart sank to rock bottom. He did not manage to kill Feng Jiugu. Fate Armor Immortal Gu ruined his hopes. And even worse, Emperor Yama and Great Thief Ghost Hand's intel were exposed. The enemies found out about them. This was something Fang Yuan had been trying to avoid. Since the start of the battle, he had been keeping this trump card hidden, hoping to use it in this battle to kill a strong enemy, using Yama battlefield to conceal the traces and keep his secrets hidden, but his wishes were not answered. Fang Yuan did not manage to kill anyone while his trump cards were exposed. Fang Yuan, you are truly a source of chaos. Lu Guan Yi is you. Xuanbu Jin is also you. Fairy Ziwei's eyes flickered with purple light. She instantly understood Fang Yuan's plan. So that's it. You want to control Green Ghost Desert to collect soul cores and use Dang Hun Mountain and Luo Pai Valley to cultivate. It is a pity Dang Hun Mountain has been destroyed. No, there is orderly well. You have a way to restore Dang Hun Mountain. Fang Yuan did not speak. This Fairy Ziwei was a wisdom path great expert indeed. She exposed so many of Fang Yuan's secrets in an instant. Fairy Ziwei was also feeling deep, lingering fear. To think that Fang Yuan has such a method to steal other people's immortal goo directly. Thankfully, Great Thief Ghost Hand is much weaker than Formless Hand. It cannot choose what immortal goo to steal. Otherwise, if it stole a crucial immortal goo, Feng Jiuji's killer move activation would fail. He would face a backlash and would need to use Fate Armor in advance. It would be a problem of whether he could last until I deduce and broke this immortal battlefield killer move. Great Thief Ghost Hand can steal rank 8 immortal goo. Thankfully, it did not manage to take Fate Armor. Otherwise, how could Feng Jiugu survive? Feng Jiugu is indeed a Dao Guardian. He has strong luck and was not suppressed by Fang Yuan's luck. However, Fairy Ziwei looked at Fang Yuan with an eerie gaze. This demon managed to steal fixed immortal travel. It means that his luck is very strong, even though he failed to kill Feng Jiugu. Fate Immortal Goo was damaged by Red Lotus Demon Venerable. Even though it was not destroyed, it was greatly weakened. Thereafter, Giant Sun Immortal Venerable rose up and created Luck Path. As long as Fate did not recover, Luck Path would continue to be this strong. Fang Yuan's Luck Path attainment level was not high. He did not have any strong offensive killer moves in Luck Path. But Luck Path had always been helping him subtly, like burning soul-bursting luck. Boom, boom, boom. Explosions resounded as both sides fought again, ending up in a chaotic battle. Feng Jiugu had lost a lot of his battle strength as he went under Fairy Ziwei's protection. Fang Yuan was also without options against Chun Yi's ancient tree prison cage. He could only join up with the Super Immortal Formation and Heavenly Giant Solar to deal with Chun Yi and Fairy Ziwei. Fairy Ziwei displayed the might of a rank 8 expert now. Her killer moves were used with great execution, far above Chun Yi. Chun Yi had Genesis Lotus True Inheritance, while Fairy Ziwei cultivated Star Constellation's True Inheritance. It was not that Genesis Lotus True Inheritance was inferior to Star Constellation's True Inheritance, but because Wisdom Path killer moves were fundamentally more complex and expended much more mental energy. Fang Yuan still had one immemorial Yama child. Emperor Yama and Great Thief Ghost Hand were already exposed. Fairy Ziwei and the rest could counter it. They did not put down their guard. They were covered by immortal killer moves that exploded continuously. If Great Thief Ghost Hand got close to them, the explosions would force them out, There was no opportunity to steal. The truth was, Chun-Yi and Fairy Ziwei's investigative methods were very exemplary. But Fang Yuan stopped using Great Thief Ghost Hand frequently after fearing that it would be found out. The more he used it, the more flaws he would expose. Especially against Fairy Ziwei. The more intel he leaked, the more she could deduce. Bam! With a thunderous sound, Thunder Ghost True Monarch appeared in a flash. She had returned. Chapter 1580. Heavenly Court's Call to Surrender. The moment Thunder Ghost True Monarch returned to the battlefield, the expressions of both sides changed. Heavenly Court's immortals were extremely happy, while Fang Yuan's side turned grim. The two sides were evenly matched. At this time, Heavenly Court gained a new rank 8 battle strength who was a first-rate expert. This would cause a huge change in the battle result, but Thunder Ghost True Monarch's report made Fairy Ziwei's gaze turn dark. What? You did not find Wisdom Goo. Wisdom Goo was refined by star constellation Immortal Venerable, and the refinement process was recorded in star constellation's true inheritance, allowing Fairy Ziwei to know a lot about it. But Fairy Ziwei did not know that Wisdom Goo had the trait of following after information path environments. Wisdom Goo is wild. Did they refine it? Or did they destroy it? Or do they have any method to resist the light of wisdom and relocate Wisdom Goo? Thoughts rumbled in Fairy Ziwei's mind. She was thinking at lightning speed. She stood up and looked at Heavenly Giant Solar, gazing at Fang Yuan as she shouted, "Hand over Wisdom Goo. I will allow you to surrender." Heavenly Court's current invasion was mainly for rank 9 Wisdom Goo. Fang Yuan was only secondary. Immortal Goo were unique and hard to refine. Rank 9 Immortal Goo were at the pinnacle of the pyramid. In the current 5 regions, in this entire world, there were likely less than 10 rank 9 Goo. Rank 9 Wisdom Goo was too important for the growth of Heavenly Court's strength. It was second to Fate Goo. Ignoring anything else, just Fairy Ziwei alone. With just her wisdom path attainment and star constellation chessboard, she was already one of the 3 strongest wisdom path great experts in the world. If she could obtain rank 9 Wisdom Goo and use star constellation chessboard to refine it, she would be the #1 wisdom path great expert in the world. She would comprehend all of the profundities of wisdom path in this universe. She would stand at the very top. The second strongest person would be miles away from her. She would have an unthinkable deduction ability. Even if Fang Yuan had Emperor Yama, or even a rank 8 wisdom path method, he would not be able to block Fairy Ziwei's deductions. Only rank 9 methods could work. But how many rank 9 wisdom path methods were there? At least in Fang Yuan's true inheritances of Langya and Spectral Soul, there were no such records. Surrender? The hairy man Goo immortals shook. Langya Land's spirit shouted in anger. Surrender my ass. Langya blessed land will only have hairy men dying in battle. We will not be kneeling slaves. Fang Yuan was quite curious. I am a complete otherworldly demon. In order to get Wisdom Goo, will your Heavenly Court spare me? Fairy Ziwei smiled arrogantly. So what if you are a complete otherworldly demon? Our Heavenly Court predecessors have known about otherworldly demons long ago. We have recruited them before. It was merely not written in history. Look at now. Zhao Lianyun is the best example. Fang Yuan, Heavenly Court is far more magnanimous and accepting than you think. Even if you are an otherworldly demon who possessed Spring, Autumn, Cicada, and Spectral Soul's true inheritance, as long as you turn over a new leaf and contribute your sovereign immortal aperture into Heavenly Court, you will be one of us. And according to Heavenly Court's rules, we will treat you equally as everyone else. After hearing these words, Fang Yuan's expression did not change. He still smiled coldly. But Chun-Yi had a complex expression. There was suspicion and jealousy in his eyes. Chun-Yi believed what Fairy Ziwei said, because Heavenly Court's rules were as such, regardless of who you were in the past. After joining Heavenly Court as a righteous path member, after giving up your immortal aperture, you would be a member of Heavenly Court. There would be no differential treatment. But it is so difficult to join Heavenly Court. I, Chun-Yi, have worked hard my whole life. I only managed to join Heavenly Court because of my battle strength and the fact that I have Genesis Lotus True Inheritance. How many years has this Fang Yuan cultivated? He killed people and caused havoc everywhere. But if he turned around now and become a righteous person, he would get to join Heavenly Court. At once, Chun-Yi felt a strong sense of injustice. He even felt a little grievance in his heart. But Thunder Ghost True Monarch's expression was unchanged, because Heavenly Court had once tried to recruit someone else. This person slaughtered the people in the world. He was a much greater problem than the current Fang Yuan. He was Spectral Soul Demon Venerable. Before Spectral Soul Demon Venerable reached rank 9, Heavenly Court had tried to recruit him multiple times. After becoming rank 9, they also tried to recruit him once. Heavenly Court is the Heavenly Court of humanity. Fang Yuan, you are extremely talented. You managed to roam freely as a rank 7 and evade Heavenly Court's pursuit for so long. It shows your qualification to join us. I can swear on my life. After joining Heavenly Court, not only would you preserve your life, you would be able to cultivate and continue being a free Gu immortal. Thunder Ghost True Monarch said, Fang Yuan. At once, the hairy man Gu immortals looked at Fang Yuan with worry. Even Sixth Hair did the same. Fang Yuan laughed heartily. To obtain wisdom Gu, you guys are willing to let me go and recruit me. It shows how important rank 9 wisdom Gu is to all of you. Then how about this? If you do not let us off today, I will destroy wisdom Gu in your face. Your attempt will end in failure. Incorrigible. How can the grand righteous path be threatened by the likes of you? Since you want to die, I will grant you your wish. Thunder Ghost True Monarch charged at Fang Yuan with deep anger. Boom, boom, boom. Fang Yuan fought against Thunder Ghost True Monarch on barely even grounds. Thunder was rumbling. Air currents were turbulent. Oh? That means wisdom Gu is on you now. Fairy Ziwei's eyes flickered with brilliance. She started to act as well. Fairy Ziwei was suppressed by Thunder Ghost True Monarch and Fairy Ziwei's cooperation. He could only use reverse flow protection seal to defend himself. He could not fight back at all. He transmitted to Lang Yalan's spirit. First Supreme Elder, this is an emergency. If you have any methods left, use it now. Otherwise, there will be no time to regret. Lang Yalan's spirit shouted. Forget it. I'll show you the true power of Lang Ya Blessed Land. As he said that, the entire sea surface of Lang Ya Blessed Land started to bubble. It was as if the ocean was boiling. Countless refinement path Tao marks shone with the light of Tao marks. Be it Gu immortals or mortals, they could see it with their naked eyes. The aura of an immortal killer move burst out like a grand tornado. It rampaged in the entire Lang Ya Blessed Land. None of Heavenly Court's Gu immortals were spared. They were all hit by the move. What is this? Chun-Yi and the rest had changes in expressions. All of their defensive methods radiated with a brilliant light, forced to resist the move. The mysterious killer move was incredibly powerful. Even Fang Yuan was hit by it. There were countless ripples on his reverse flow protection seal. Quick, come inside. Lang Yalan's spirit transmitted, moving the silver giant towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan successfully fused into heavenly giant solar formation. This was not the first time he was entering this ancient battle formation. What move is this? A flash of joy sparked on Fang Yuan's face. Lang Yalan's spirit's move was very powerful. All 4 Heavenly Court immortals were all forced to defend themselves. They could not attack. Lang Yalan's spirit smiled bitterly. These were the gains in battle that my main body had obtained when he killed a water path great expert in his life. Using it, he comprehended the strongest refinement path killer move, Omnipresent 4 Seas. This move expends an immense amount of seawater. Unless we are refining rank 8 immortal Gu, we would not use it. Against the enemy now, it can only last for dozens of breaths. Fang Yuan observed carefully. Lang Ya Blessed Land's sea level was truly falling. A vast amount of water was expended to maintain this Omnipresent 4 Seas killer move. Fang Yuan had a realization. So this Lang Ya Blessed Land's terrain was carefully designed. The 3 continents float on the vast sea, but the seawater is not simple at all. It is actually the refinement path foundation of the blessed land. It is truly precious. Fang Yuan looked at Heavenly Court's Gu immortals as he sighed. It is a pity that this move cannot differentiate friend and foe. Otherwise, if we can attack now, we can gain the upper hand. Actually, Omnipresent 4 Seas could be contained in an area, but that place needed to have a corresponding immortal formation to draw out the power of the killer move and refine Gu. And this refinement path immortal formation is none other than the long hair refinement path formation used to refine myriad self for Fang Yuan. Heavenly Court would naturally not be lured into such an obvious trap, and in this situation, Langya Land Spirit had no choice but to use this move fully across the whole of Langya blessed land, in the sky, land, and sea. But this way, Fang Yuan's super immortal formation would also be attacked by omnipresent four seas. Thankfully, Langya Land Spirit was prepared for it and went towards the silver giant, disassembling as the immortal goo were collected back. The variant human goo immortals of the three races also entered the silver giant. What do we do now? Fang Yuan looked at Langya Land Spirit as he asked. He felt that Langya Blessed Land still had some trump cards left, and this battle would be decided by those trump cards.